Hey y'all, today I'm bringing you guys my very first beginner-friendly makeup routine by a beginner. So, let's jump right into it. I'm going to start off priming my face with the Thank Me Later primer. I got this off Amazon and they also sell it in Sephora, I believe. I have really oily skin and if I rewind it back, you can see how shiny my skin was before I put the primer on, so this really does a good job matting it out. Alright, so after I do my primer, my first step to my makeup is to do my eyebrows. And I use the Crayon Case's eyebrow pomade in the darkest shade, which is ebony. So I haven't quite perfected this, and I actually plan on doing microblading soon. But when I do my brows, I just follow the actual line of my brows. And I do the inside corner first, starting at the bottom. And when the pomade starts to fade off and goes on in lighter strokes, I go ahead and do the top inner corner of my eyebrows because I want that lighter look so it kind of looks natural and like it faded. And I just lightly brush it up to get that effect. Then I dip the brush again and go through and finish out the tail of my eyebrow. Now before dyeing my hair blue, I was actually using the brown shade and would recommend that normally, but because my hair is blue and it looks so dark, it looks like extra dark and glossy, sometimes I just go ahead and use the darkest shade. I feel like that blends better with my hair and my face. After I fill my eyebrows in, I use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Medium Beige and clean it up a bit. And some people actually go through and outline their brows with the concealer first and then shade them or draw them on so they kind of have a clearer line to follow. But I prefer to go ahead, shade them in, and then clean them up. And like I said, I'm actually thinking about doing micro shading or blading combo. And if y'all are interested in seeing that video, let me know and I'll record it because I have my appointment scheduled. I'm not sure if I'm gonna follow through, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So yeah, you guys see me, I went ahead and just with the brush of the LA Girl Pro Concealer, just went ahead and lined the bottom of my brow. And I use a shade that's maybe 1 or 2 shades lighter than my foundation. And I just take the small brush and draw the line so it gets really sharp and just kind of fade it into my face so it's not that like harsh sharp line. Some people like that harsh sharp line under their brows. I think they like it because I see it all the time, but I don't. I want it to kind of fade down. So next up, I'm going to do my eyeshadow, and I apply that before I apply my foundation. Some people apply their foundation first. You can do it either way, but this is what I prefer to do. And I start off applying some setting powder to my lids. Then I put some concealer on it and blend it out. Then I do another layer of setting powder. My eyelids are so oily, and I found that this is the best way to keep my eyeshadow or to keep my eyes from getting oily again and to keep my eyeshadow from smudging. So I'm going to hop into the eyeshadow next. And like I said, you guys, this is a beginner tutorial by a beginner. So you guys will get to see how I get better and better with eyeshadow over time. So I'm using the Violet Moss Rainbow Palette, which is metallic and really, really pigmented. I'm really into pigmented eyeshadows because I do have brown medium skin. And now I'm starting off with my transition color, which is going to be this gold color here. And basically what the transition color is, it helps you later on with blending and giving that space near your eyebrow some color so it doesn't look weird there. Next up, I'm going to do the centerpiece of my eyeshadow, which is going to be this darker purple color. And I dampen my brushes a little bit so it goes on better. And I kind of, with this particular color, I'm going to like press the brush on my lid and drag it like I'm painting it on. And the trick for me with eyeshadow is to start off applying a light layer and keep adding on it until it reaches the pigment I want. But yeah, I'm pressing the brush on my lid, adding a little pressure and just dragging it on. Then at the top, I actually brush it on lightly so it has a nice like gradient effect versus a harsh line where the color starts. And unfortunately, I have like extra hooded eyes, and I hate it because with eyeliner and eyeshadow, it just get lost in the crease. So as I'm doing my eyeshadow, I just look forward and let the hood kind of fall over and just kind of see where I need to drag the eyeshadow up some more so that it can be visible when my eyes are relaxed. I'm going to go ahead now and apply the blue shade to my outer part of my eye. And because it's so dark, I don't press and drag. I just go ahead and like brush that on. And as y'all can see, I just draw the line where I want it to stop, which I'll sharpen a bit later with some concealer. And again, I'm just building it on a little bit at a time until it gets the pigment that I want. And y'all, I'm sorry my hand gets in the way. I'm going to work on finding a better angle, maybe do a different or higher angle so you guys can see better. And when I'm done, I just pull the purple over a little bit so it starts to meet. So for my inner eye, I mix the lighter purple in this palette with the pink and do the inside. And I'm going to brush that on lightly. Like this pink, I don't know why, but this pink in this palette is super, super pigmented. And it's the only color that had fallout. Like the powder from the eyeshadow was falling on my face. The rest of them didn't have any fallout, which was weird. I'm not sure why the pink did. The next step is going to be to blend, but before I do that, I add a lighter blue to the top of the darkest color, which is that dark blue you guys see, and that kind of acts as a transition color, and that's going to help me blend out all my colors, which is what is going to be my next step. And now it's time to blend and make these colors kind of fade together really nicely. And I always start off with a little bit of the transition color, which is the gold I use at first, and lightly go back over the top of the eye to get that looking gradient. Then I go through and blend the colors in, going from the lightest to the darkest. So I'm going to start off with that pink purple, blending that. Then I'll blend the dark blue and the dark purple last because I don't want any of the dark colors to smudge on the lighter colors. And at this point, I kind of stare and see what I want to add more color of. Like I wish I added more of the dark blue, but I didn't because I was filming and couldn't really see as good as if I was in my bathroom. But I just go through and like make it more pigmented if I want to. Now I'm going to finish out the rest of my face, and I'm going to be using my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter foundation, and I use a damp beauty blender to pat that all over my face. And this goes on really orange and looks highly saturated, but once it oxidizes, it tones down and matches my skin tone perfectly. So don't judge it at first, because I know it looks like a carrot when I first put it on. So this is hands down my favorite foundation, and this stays matte for me, and I have oily skin and it's buildable, and that's what I like about it, because sometimes when I put my makeup on, I don't want my face to be like fully covered. I want you to see a little bit of my blemishes and the natural like dark marks and contour of my face. I don't know. I'm not comfortable doing that yet. I like to keep my makeup looking fairly natural. So it's definitely buildable. So if you want something that's like full coverage, you can just keep on applying layers and it doesn't get cakey and nasty looking. It still looks nice and natural. But I say I apply a light medium amount of foundation when I go through and apply it. So now I'm going to go next and apply my concealer, and I'm using NARS, but I just started using it and I don't really have much of an opinion about it. I've only used the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is my second brand using of concealer. So I guess the more I use it, the more I'll figure out like what the difference is. The only thing I've noticed is I feel like when I use the NARS concealer, my face looks a lot softer, if that makes sense. So when I apply it doing lines going from under my eye to the top of my cheekbone. I also go through and line where I want my eyeshadow to be crisp at, and I do a little bit on my nose, and sometimes I do my forehead, sometimes I don't, and then I do right above my lip and across my chin. And I will also add about this NARS one, it's way more pigmented than the LA Girl Pro, so I apply it in like lighter strokes than I would the LA Girl Pro, because it takes a way more effort to blend out. Like with the LA Girl Pro, it blends really well. I would just say the LA Girl Pro is more, I don't know, I guess watered down, but this one I really have to go through and like blend so it doesn't look chalky on my face. But once it blends, it does blend out nicely, I will say that. And you guys can see I don't look like a little pumpkin anymore either, because the Fenty Beauty has now oxidized and it's like matching my skin tone. I really like that foundation, and I don't know what's the best way to choose your foundation, because people like their shades different. Some people want to be lighter, some people want to be darker. I want it to match and look natural, but this is the shade that I found perfect for me. I bought 3 different shades and just returned them until I found this one. So what you guys see me doing here is putting a little bit of the eyeshadow under my eye, and you could really do any color. If you want to put that blue underneath there, that's fine. You want to put the pink, you want to put the purple, that's fine. I'm doing the blue, and I'm going to do a light like champagne-ish gold on the inner part. And now for my liner, which is still a hit or miss some days, I'm gonna be real with y'all. And I'm using the Fenty Beauty because I'm black liner, and I love this eyeliner, but having hooded eyes just makes it so hard, because I really want like a dramatic eyeliner, like the one that goes like all the way back and is super thick, but I can't because it gets lost in my damn crease, and I just make it work. And for my mascara, I use Maybelline's Big Shot, and this is my favorite mascara. I feel like with mascara, there is no this is the best mascara, because everybody's eyelashes are like a different density, different length, and different, I feel like they even like curve differently. You kind of got to play around, but I love this mascara. This gives me like the best fullness, and it lengthens my eyelashes pretty well, and they look pretty long after I finish. And that completes my eye. So now I'm going to highlight. And I'm using the Crayon Case's Honor Roll highlighter. I think that's what it's called. But I will have all the stuff written in the description box if you guys want to look it up. And I just love this because it goes on your skin like silk. Like it just like glides on. It doesn't look unnatural. Like as soon as you put it on, it just like, I don't know, it looks so good on dark skin tones. And I like this one and Trophy Wife. It just kind of depends on my mood that day, but I use this one more than I use Trophy Wife. Like if I want it to look like really like dramatic, I'll use Trophy Wife, but this one is buildable so you can make it look dramatic, but it just goes on so naturally and it really looks like the sun is hitting your skin, whereas with the Trophy Wife one, that actually looks like a pretty glitter on your skin. And this is actually my final step, and I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys were able to follow along. If this video does well, I'll definitely do more videos, and I'll do like breakdowns, like how I do my brows, and like super, y'all know I get really detailed. I'll get as detailed as possible, how I do my eyeliner, how I do my highlight. If you guys are interested in that, let me know which one I should do first. And this is the final look. Oh, and if you missed the details on this hair video, I just posted that a couple days ago. I got these curls using the Octo curl, so make sure you guys subscribe and go to my channel so you can check out how I got these loose waves. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe before you leave.